Hello, I'm Mr. Lopez. I'll be your student's teacher for Advanced Academic Language, grade 9. That is their ELD class. And your student ended up here because they did not qualify, they did not pass the LPAC, or they did not qualify for reclassification due to grades. So if you look in Google Classroom, under classwork, everything is neatly organized by weeks and by dates. And then at the top is most of the informational things. So these videos will be uploaded on my YouTube as well as in Google Classroom. You have the bell schedule, and we have any request for schedule change for counselors can be done through that. Here you'll find the course syllabus. So if you click on that, our course objectives are to develop reading strategies to help comprehension and retention in all subjects, to write correctly, develop vocabulary, speak effectively, and prepare to pass the CASP and LPAC state exams. So the first question I explained to the students was, how did they end up in this class? So the reason they ended up here was because originally when they came, they were identified as English learners from the home language survey. So there are 4 criteria, and if one of them was checked for the language other than English, they had to take the LPAC. If they did not pass the LPAC, or at that time the CELT, then they're identified as an English learner in Aries. Because of that, they have to take the LPAC. There are 5 levels to the LPAC, and students are expected to advance 1 level every year. So eventually, after 5 or 6 years, they will be out of the program. The students that are in this class have gone past 6 years. Most of them have gone past 6 years and need additional help, maybe with test taking or reading or writing. So on the exam, they will have 4 domains. They get an overall test score. They get listening, speaking, reading, and writing. If any of them are yellow, or 2 or a 1 out of 4, then the student is disqualified and cannot reclassify. The overall must be a score of 4 for them to reclassify. They take the test, the LPAC, every year, and we're going to take it again in February. I've also designed specific practice for the LPAC itself. So students were placed in this class because they are exceeded the 5 years, and this is a supplement to English 1, also pre-AP English 1. So we will be doing some of the Alliance standards from pre-AP English 1. Some of them have my class for English 1 as well, and we will be supporting them in this class as well for their English class. This is the criteria to be reclassified. So students must have an overall score of 4 on the LPAC with no domains of 2 or lower. So it has to be a 3 or 4. Then we will request a writing sample from the student, in which they must get a C or better. They must earn grades of C or better in English and ELD class. And I will write a letter of recommendation for them, or the ELD coordinator or their English teacher can write a letter of recommendation for them. We will have a meeting with the parents, with you, and the families will decide if the student no longer needs the extra support of the AAL class. The next thing they have to do is pass a basic skills test, and they have to meet just one of these. They can get 2 or higher on the CASP. So if in 8th grade, oh, there was no CASP last year, so they don't have that score. So they won't be able to take it again until 11th grade. So we can use, instead of that, we can use a district assessment. So if they get proficient or better on a district assessment, you can use that. We also have something called the basic skills assessment, which would most commonly we give to students. If they pass that, they can be reclassified. And also, if they get a score of 2 or better on their most recent consecutive classroom reading assignments, that will also qualify them. This is all the flow chart of where all these students go, and all this can be found on the district website. I've also posted this presentation in Google Classroom. So if you have any more questions, you can look there. So if you click on the class syllabus, you will see the grading scale, and 50% of the grade is participation. I believe our class should be structured the same way as a job would be. So where they get 20 points a day, that's their payment, up to 100 points a week for completing all of their assignments and being on task, coming to school prepared, following directions, helping others, just doing everything they're supposed to do as far as participation goes. That should be 50% of the grade. If they do all of that, I don't think bad score on an exam or even two exams should disqualify them from getting a good grade. Every student should be able to pass by doing their work, even if they don't pass the test or not. I also allow students to retake tests. So if they take a test and they don't like the result, they can take the test again. Our course materials are English 3D. We've been doing flex literacy projects, and we have supplementary materials including novels, which are culturally relevant. We're going to read stories about Latino students because that's the majority of our AAL students, and they will even include Spanish and some Spanish. And the stories are very good and written at a level where they won't have to work to comprehend them. They can worry about doing the higher level thinking activities that they're doing in English. It's the same as English, except in English, a lot of them are grade level or higher activities because we have the pre-AP program at Rancho Verde. Whereas in our class, it will just be that will remove that barrier. They won't have to worry about trying to read, understand all the writing. It's very simple. And then we can worry about all the other activities they're going to be asked to do in English 1, in pre-AP English 1. I also asked them to have a binder with dividers, a special place for their pencils and pens, two pencils and two black or blue pens. They'll need two 5 separate notebooks for the 2 semesters, one each semester, some writing paper, or they can use the notebook if they'd like. 4 different colored highlighters minimum, at least 2 erasers, and all of that kept in a 3-inch binder with pocket dividers, for one for each academic course. So they don't need one for PE, but they will need one for everything else. Then as far as preparation, I have designed multiple practice test questions, which mimic the LPAC test. We will be doing them starting immediately. We'll be doing these quite often. And the students will answer in Google as a Google form. So this is an example of a question. Should teens and children have the same consequences as adults? They have to write their answer. So this one is a writing question. Very similar to the ones they would get from on the LPAC. Not that one. So here they have to describe the scene. I will tell them what the expectation is for them to earn the points on the LPAC. And we will practice them through listening, speaking, reading, and writing, all test domains we're going to prepare for. So do you think teenagers in high school should be allowed to get jobs? State your opinion, explain why not. That is very similar to an actual question on the test. And we'll be practicing those and discussing the answers together. As far as exams and quizzes go, we will have them as needed throughout the course. Right now we're going to do 2 novels. So we're beginning with The Circuit by Francisco Jimenez. And we're going to follow up with the sequel, which is called Breaking Through by Francisco Jimenez. And that's the story of a migrant child who comes to learn English and ends up becoming a college professor. And it's his story. English 3D is a supplemental book that focuses on vocabulary building. We'll be using that mostly for writing activities because it has very structured, very good writing activities, and we'll use it for that. So if you would like to contact me, my contact information, it will be in Google Classroom. I'll also add it to this course syllabus so you can look it over. So please feel free to email me and contact me if you need to. I look forward to working with your student, and please send me any questions.